You know what I see all the time in my practice? Women who are smart, resilient, hardworking, or retired women who come in saying things like, I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm anxious, I'm irritable, I'm crying for no reason, I can't sleep, and I just feel off. It's like all of a sudden, I was never like this before. And 9 times out of 10, nobody's told them it could be their hormones. Here's the thing. Our hormones don't just affect our bodies. They are our body's communication system. They talk to our brain. They work with our mood, our sleep, our circadian rhythm, our energy, our appetite, everything. So when these hormones are fluctuating, especially during our 30s, 40s, 50s, sometimes beyond, it can absolutely wreak havoc on a woman's mental health. And the wild part is, it's completely normal. It's biology. But nobody teaches women that. If you're in your mid to late 30s or 40s and suddenly feel like your anxiety came out of nowhere, or if you're having panic attacks again after years of stability and not having panic attacks, if your patience feels very thin or gone, maybe your sleep patterns are really affected, and you feel like you're crawling out of your skin right before your period, you're not crazy. That's estrogen and progesterone dropping. Estrogen boosts serotonin and dopamine, which are your feel-good and motivation chemicals. So when estrogen dips, so does your mood and your resilience. Progesterone, on the other hand, converts into something called allopregnanolone, which acts like nature's built-in anti-anxiety medicine. When progesterone falls, that GABA calmness starts to disappear, and suddenly you're left with anxiety, restlessness, and insomnia, meaning you can't sleep. Testosterone too, which women have and need to an extent because it helps with drive, energy, and focus. When it's low, you can feel flat, unmotivated, or mentally foggy. Here's the heartbreaking part. Most women have no idea this is happening. They go to their doctor saying, I think I'm depressed, and they get an SSRI, which can help, sure, but it doesn't fix the underlying hormonal issue or hormonal storm that is occurring. And even psychiatrists and other providers, myself included, weren't always trained to think hormonally. We're taught to treat the brain, not the whole body. But the truth is, you can't separate the two. So if you're listening and thinking, that's me, start tracking your symptoms. Notice when they happen. If your mood tanks the week before your period, or your anxiety spikes mid-cycle, that's data. That's evidence. That's something you can use to start gathering information about yourself. You can ask your provider to check your hormones also, your GYN. Estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, FSH, LH, thyroid, all of it tells a story. And if you're imbalanced in one area or another, it can have a huge impact on all of the things we're discussing: anxiety, depression, panic. If you're in perimenopause or menopause, know that there are options for you. Hormone therapy, targeted antidepressants, GABA support, adaptogens, resistance training, sleep regulation, and many more. These can all make a massive difference in your life. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are living in a body that's changing. It's biology. And that deserves understanding, not judgment. Women haven't been historically appreciated or studied specifically. There's a lot of research that needs to be done still for women involving our hormonal changes throughout our lifespan. We're told that it's just hormones, it's just a part of life, it's just that, but there's more to it. There's more for us to understand so that we can live better lives and not have to ride that constant up and down, peak and valley. We're rewriting that narrative because when we understand our hormones, we start understanding ourselves. So if you've been told it's just stress or just aging, I want you to remember sometimes it's not organic depression. Sometimes it's estrogen. And you deserve a care plan that honors that truth. So if you're a woman in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, 60s, and you suddenly feel anxious, irritable, foggy, or like you've lost your spark, you are not crazy. You're hormonal, and nobody told you. Estrogen and progesterone don't just affect your period, they affect your brain too. Because estrogen boosts serotonin and your dopamine, your mood and your motivation chemicals. Progesterone calms you through GABA. So when they start to drop, you can feel depressed, panicky, ragey, on edge, like you have a short fuse, or like you can't sleep, even though your labs look normal. I see this every day. Women are being put on antidepressants when the real issue is perimenopause or hormonal imbalance. No one taught us how powerful or profound our hormones are until they start disappearing. So if you've been saying, I just don't feel like myself anymore, I'm so anxious, I'm panicking, I can't get it together, don't ignore it. If it feels like a sudden onset, start tracking your symptoms. Ask for hormone labs. Advocate for yourself. And remember, you're not crazy. You're changing, and your brain deserves care that understands that. Thank you for being here today. I'll see you next time.